Hej Pixel TV, Munni her, og jeg har snakket med Crystal Dynamics, som har siddet og udviklet på den nye Marvel Avengers DLC. First of all, very nice seeing you guys. Munni here from Pixel TV, and let me start off by asking all of you to give a brief presentation of yourself.
I can start. My name is Phil Therian. I'm the gameplay director for Marvel's Avengers.
I'm Scott Walters. I'm a senior designer at Crystal and the lead hero designer on Marvel's Avengers.
I'm Mike McTire. I'm the game systems director on Marvel Avengers.
This Spider-Man thingy in Marvel Avengers has been announced like a year ago, prior to the game releasing, and now the time has finally come. But how has the process been up until release, and was it very extensive?
Yeah, so I mean, we had sort of our release roadmap post-launch for the heroes we were going to bring out, and so, and initially we were working on Kate Bishop and then Clint Barton. So we had our two Hawkeyes. We released our War for Wakanda expansion, which included Black Panther. And once that was out, we got to really focus in on Spider-Man, who we plan to bring out to PlayStation platforms. And so, we've been working really hard on Spider-Man, and we're happy that we can finally show him off. And he's coming alongside our sort of conclusion for the War for Wakanda campaign, which is the Discordant Sound raid.
The team's been really excited to work on the Claw raid and Spider-Man, of course. But on the side of the Claw raid, we've been wanting to do in-game content for a long time. We've been wanting to do the conclusion to the War for Wakanda storyline, so it's really an opportunity to do both at the same time. So it's exciting for us. Making multiplayer content that's more challenging, that encourages players to communicate with each other, to really come together as an Avengers team. I think this patch is really showing people all the good lessons that we've taken from what's happened, since the game has launched, and it really puts it all together in a format where it shows that we want to have fun rituals where you come back every week to do some fun content. It's really important for us, for players, to see the difference between where the game started and where we're at today, just because there's so much player feedback that came into account and so much effort and passion that's gone in from the developers, that I think the Claw raid and Spider-Man and the gear rework, the gear upgrade, the new shipment system, all that stuff together really just shows how much we've been listening and how much passion we have for the game.
One of the mechanics you have added to this DLC are these shipments. Can you tell more about them? Because they seem very interesting, and it seems like a very good reward and an element that encourages the user to play more to get these shipments.
Yeah, happy to talk about shipments. So this was a system we've been thinking about for a while, and in particular, the community has asked specifically, hey, we love the cosmetics in the game, the outfits, the nameplates, the takedowns. We'd love it if there were more ways, more opportunities to earn these things. Players already, we have a currency in-game. It's an in-game only currency, the units currency, and this has been in the game since launch. And players have been grinding this currency, and they've been able to exchange it for some cosmetics at the cosmetic vendor. And now Cassidy McBride, who runs the cosmetic vendor in the helicarrier, she's going to send players every day a new shipment. And in the shipment, there's tons of different resources and cosmetics and outfits and different things in it. And it's random what the players get each day. And you'll see, you'll open up the interface and we'll show you, here are the items within the shipment today. And you can choose to claim those items. You see exactly what's in it for the unit currency, or you could say, I'd rather wait till see what she sends me tomorrow. And every day you will get a new shipment sent to you as a player, and you can choose to claim it or not to claim it. We really wanted to reward players for playing multiplayer. We believe Marvel's Avengers is a great game to play single player, but it really shines when you play with the community, when you're playing online with other people and other friends. So we wanted to reward players more for playing multiplayer. So every day, players can earn a free voucher. You have to use it. You can't stockpile them. A free voucher to go claim a shipment for free, totally for free. Just go get the shipment for free. And the only thing you have to do is just play a game of multiplayer. So really excited about this. Great opportunity for players to both get more units in the game, earn a bunch more cosmetics, in-game currency, or get a whole bunch of it for free just by playing multiplayer online with other players.
This is a very interesting element to add, especially the part about encouraging multiplayer. How are you gonna foster a healthy community? What if an individual like solo queues in your matchmaking mode and finds maybe unfortunate experiences? What mechanics do you have in for that? Because as I see it, it's like fostering a lot of multiplayer stuff, but how is it gonna be managed?
Well, remember, in our game, there's lots of ways to play multiplayer. There's not just one. So you can play quick match with just other members of the community, random members of the community. That's one way. You can also go hang out with your friends, and you can, again, you don't have to play quick match. You can earn free shipments by just playing you could play with just one friend each day, and that's fine. That would count as playing a multiplayer session. Or you could specifically, a lot of players right now, they're trying to do their daily ritual content, where they're trying to do a villain sector or the harm room or some of the other daily rituals. And so they're matchmaking with other players who are specifically trying to play that content that day. So like I said, there's multiple ways for people to play with multiplayer, and any of them are valid. As long as you're playing with other people, you're going to earn the free shipments.
This is a pretty huge update, but how is this gonna differ from the existing Marvel Avengers gameplay?
That's a good question. So there's two different things, right? So we have Spider-Man, which has his own mission, but that mission takes place in the existing content, right? So unlike what you've seen in the past with like Kate and Hawkeye, like we're not releasing missions specifically for Spider-Man. We are, however, releasing a raid for everybody to play. So the story content and the new mission content is really happening in the Claw raid. What it has is it has new environments, it has new enemies that players have never seen before in the games. We made specific enemies just for the Claw raid. We also made mini boss specifically for the Claw raid and new bosses for the Claw raid. So a lot of new content that's going there, right? And if players have played Family Reunion, things of that nature, they've seen a little bit where we were going with the Monica boss fight, where we have phases and it's a little bit more elaborate. So there's a lot of that.
I saw some really cool outfits. I saw one called the Bugle Boy, which I liked a lot.
We definitely went to the comics as a source for all of our outfits. Spider-Man has been out for a long time now. So there's a lot of source material to pull from there. The starting outfit is the iconic one inspired by Steve Ditko, which is, the sort of Spider-Man outfit that I grew up used to seeing him in. And then even our own sort of crystal version of the iconic outfit is very much inspired by that amazing Spider-Man look from the comic run there. So I think, fans of Spider-Man, especially if they've, read the comics, will be, pleasantly surprised by the outfits we have on offer. I know we've shown off one that is, a favorite of Phil's.
The noir outfit. That's my favorite.
That's also a good one.
Trench coat is very stylish.
Because it's super contrasty, right? Like I love Spider-Man's iconic look. Like I think he looks amazing, and I think our outfit really does a great job of capturing that. But I love when the outfit has a high contrast. It's very different than what you normally see the character in. To me, that keeps things really fresh and interesting. So yeah, and I can't wait for players to see the other ones because we have dozens of outfits. So more of that as soon as we can actually release them.
I look really forward to playing it, so I want to hear your recommendations. What part should I look most forward to playing and trying and testing?
Ooh, that's a big question. So I think if you have access to Spider-Man, absolutely you play Spider-Man, right? That's very much a necessity. But I think if players are looking at the update, then they see we have like the high level raid content. That's not the only thing that's really interesting for players, because really if you have a character that's lower level, once you get around power 100, you can start upgrading your gear, right? And that gives you some really interesting ways to engage with the content. So I think there's something for everybody in this one, and especially if they've played in the past and they haven't quite maximized their heroes, we're also doing something different now where the raid content we're allowing you to have the rewards for doing the mission chain on all of your characters instead of just one, right? So it's a really good time to be leveling up multiple heroes. So the fact that you can play the rituals differently, you get better rewards, more rewards, the fact that there's things to do if you're below maximum level, and if you are maximum level, there's things to do. It really depends what you like to do in the game, but there's something for everybody in this patch, really.
But do you have a personal favorite thing about this DLC?
For me, it's definitely Spider-Man. He was the first Marvel hero that I was ever introduced to as a kid, and we're really excited to see fans get a hold of them and see what they think.
I'm excited to see people do YouTube videos of the raid and figuring out the puzzles and figuring out the encounters and finding really cool ways to complete it. So that's something I'm very much looking forward to.
This is a really big release. It's one of the biggest ones we've had, certainly since Wakanda. There's tons of new content for all players, both players who have been here since launch of the game, who have been with us the whole time, and new players. Millions of new players coming in from Game Pass. So there's not one thing that we can specifically say. Hopefully there's something for everybody in this release.
Det var en kæmpe fornøjelse at snakke sammen med Crystal Dynamics udviklerne, og så høre mere om, hvordan arbejdet har været bag at udvikle en Marvel DLC. Tusind tak, fordi I så med. Munni Mouse over and out. GLHF.